with the social media ban that's been mulled over. Karnataka has already declared it. Andhra Pradesh also has declared it, but for children below 13. Two Indian states have taken a bold step that could reshape how the next generation uses the internet in a major push to shield our children from what leaders describe as predatory engagement of digital platforms. The governments of Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka have announced sweeping age-based restrictions on social media. Karnataka becomes the first Indian state. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has announced while presenting the budget that there will be a blanket ban on social media for all children under 16 years of age, making Karnataka now the first state to implement this with those sweeping restrictions. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has also announced a ban on social media for children below the age of 13. The policy, after consultations led by IT Minister Nara Lokesh, will be implemented over the next 90 days in Andhra Pradesh and even will extend to teenagers between 13 and 16 in due time. Now, this comes amid a lot of chatter around who did it first. While Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah announced it while in the Assembly presenting the budget today, and news channels and platforms, of course, covered it extensively, you had Nara Lokesh quickly coming out to call Karnataka a copycat, saying it's flattering that you've copied our idea, in as many words. Nara Lokesh says, and I quote, "The idea we had proposed earlier in Andhra Pradesh to protect young minds from the darker side of the digital world." Now, only any kind of copying is flattery. Basically, imitation is considered is the sincerest form of flattery. This is what Nara Lokesh has said. And as expected, you had Nara Lokesh getting trolled on social platforms saying Andhra Pradesh in the first place has copied Australia. Australia was the first to ban social media for those under 16. Well, whatever said, this is a move in the right direction. Both governments are right now arguing that social media for children below the age of 16 or 13 is detrimental. This is a bid to protect children, to ensure they tackle rising anxiety among children, falling attention span, and growing mobile addiction among young users. But not everyone agrees. Educators and school administrators warn that banning social media may not really solve the deeper issue of digital literacy. Many schools say that children today live in a new digital world where online platforms are also tools for learning, creativity, and communication. A lot of classes happen online, so how do you really demarcate? Child safety advocates are also divided. While some support stronger protections, the others argue that outright ban may push children into hidden or unregulated online spaces, making supervision even more harder for parents and authorities. Critics are now asking a very practical question here. Can such bans even be enforced in a practical way where hundreds, thousands of kids are already on their smartphones using it so efficiently in a country like ours, with a population like ours? How effective and efficient will this ban really be? From Australia to Europe, governments are now grappling with similar dilemmas over protecting young minds in the algorithm age, even though Australia has done it. But still, there are slips, and India is now going to be facing that. Parents should ideally decide how much screen time should their children be allowed. But now you have governments interfering and saying that this is a complete ban. We are going to ban this altogether. So is this a move in the good direction? Banning social media for children under 16? Is this what was much needed? Well, let me quickly bring in Shashi Kumar, who's an educationist and General Secretary, CAMS Karnataka. We also have Kanish Gaur, who's a digital technology expert, joining us. Shashi Kumar, thanks for joining us. Why don't you tell us why you are opposing this move?
We definitely did not oppose. Who said we have opposed? We have welcomed it. It is one of the best in the country.
I beg your pardon. I misunderstood then, because you always have Shashi Kumar, you always have an opposite opinion to what the order is. So I assumed that you are not happy with the order. That's why you're here today on the show. But good to know that you are welcoming
Nabila, and if Andhra Pradesh was claiming they were first, sorry to say this, you too know that 5 years down the line, we demanded this when the chief present Shalini Rajneesh, she has written even the letters to the other departments like Nimans and other things. We were demanding from past several years. Even recently, when Siddaramaiah said banning mobile phone, we opposed it. it. Don't ban, already it is existing. We want to have a SOP so that the social media, the online games are regulated and curtailed by the service provider and various entity like electronic department, home department, finance department, women and child. All these people, stakeholders should sit together and design a SOP. Simply saying ban will never work out because already it is in place in Karnataka from several years. Our only concern was, why don't you make SOP so that you regulate these, you punish that, and even parents are equally responsible, system is equally responsible. And as a school, see, we are digitalized, no doubt. Even the schools who want to have, here it is very clear, we are curtailing social media, we are curtailing the poisonous contents, and wherein online games that has been extorted money and made children to be vulnerable. These things are supposed to be controlled, or else it will be a disaster status. So we are very okay with, we are happy, it is a healthy move and it is one of its kind. Thanks to the government, thanks to the Siddaramaiah for banning social media, which is toxic.
Okay, Kanishk, why don't you tell us how it is hard to implement this ban? Because we're just saying welcome move, amazing, but in a digital savvy age where children are so entrenched uh, on social platforms and they are probably the eyes for parents who do not know how to use it. They teach the older generation today. And 16 years, I could call them adults now. 16-year-olds are just too mature for their age. When
That
I
is
was
the
16, we
problem.
were very foolish. Now 16 years of today are very mature children. But anyway, that apart, how do you implement this? It's so easy for them to take their parents' phone and go through it. What kind of implementation are we looking at? You're on mute.
Thank you for inviting me. Technically, I don't have a solution. If two states have separate age gating mechanisms, how that would be implemented in the state. I was thinking of myself having two teenagers in a train which goes via Karnataka and then enters Andhra. Uh, then checking with them that if any of them lose internet while traveling from these two states, or would their conditions get impacted on how they access it? Uh, would the tech companies have a solution for it? Would the tech companies implement different age gating solutions for two different states? And if this is further replicated by another third or fourth state, which brings out guidelines of 12, 10, 17, 18, then how this will be implemented across the country? There are 29 states in this country, and we have got some really fantastic leaders who are members of parliament in both the houses in this country. Unfortunately, they did not come up and speak on introduction of a bill which could be implemented across the country, but went back
Yes,
and
yes.
started doing things in their own state. So I see this as a move just to get some eyeballs, some attention from other real issues that are on ground. Uh, I don't know how they are going to convince these social media platforms to be more exclusive to them. So far, we haven't seen social media platforms being even exclusive to Indian national government when it comes to IT laws or cyber laws. So, how would they differentiate these two forward-looking states? I believe it is going to be a massive challenge.
Yeah, it is.
And
So the chief ministers have very confidently said we are going to ban it now, but the plan of banning is unclear.
See, speaking ban word is not appropriate as per my understanding, because we have to have a separate stakeholders committee and all these entities who are part and parcel of this service. That might be law department, that might be IT department, try. Everybody has to sit across India. It should be a policy. And anyhow, the Karnataka Karnataka has raised this issue, Andhra has raised this issue. It shows that there is a serious concern, Nabila. Let us not dispute, because we are facing in schools, we are facing in house. Even parents were really, they were pathetic in situation. They themselves were out of control. Now they have a say that they can at least have a regulations themselves, that there is a law, please don't use it. So there are lot of challenges, as we know, but there is a solution within it. There are two level of authentication of age with Aadhaar linking, and there are many checks and dams you can put and control. Now, but technology has grown vast. You have a misuse, you have a usefulness. But meanwhile, in between, we have to regulate. And maximum, if you regulate, at least we save life, we save the mindset, we save socio-economic factors. There are lot to save, and finally we save quality education. That is the need of the hour. We, the
Online
school fraternity, is
education,
disaster.
online education, etc. You're then again handing
There
phones.
is no restriction for that, Nabila. See, we are again talking very clearly. It is for restriction of social media. Social media doesn't teach you some lessons. Lessons we have got the control, we have got a filters, we have got our own apps.
I have a question, Kanish. Could you clarify for me, when you say social media ban for children under 16, what happens to all those accounts on Instagram and others where parents are using their little children to make reels and monetize on that? So now what children can't be featured in reels?
See, I think it means is that children who are using their parents' phone or have phones where there is another SIM which is being procured by their parents, they are going to not be able to access internet, right? Or should not be accessing internet as per the age gating mechanisms that have been implemented right now. But for enforcing something like this, do you think you require certain level of preparation? You would require internet connectivity to be impacted. Has that been thought through? I don't think so. If it is about parents making those reels, ultimately the law would be very different. And you will have to tell parents, banning it without creating awareness, without spreading the word, without explaining what the ban literally means, is of no meaning. Everyone's going to forget it, right? It's going to be one of those cases where some rule was implemented by certain states and then that was not enforced. And even if it was enforced, nobody followed it. So making such tall claims without doing proper homework preparation or even taking it up at a central level, as per me, you have Ministry of Electronics Information Technology, which takes care of the cyber law of this country. If any ban needs to be enforced, erstwhile we had a ban on TikTok. That was done by Ministry of Electronics Information Technology, which is a central nodal agency under the national laws, which takes care of the IT rules. If they are not enforcing any bans, if state governments start doing that themselves, then Mighty needs to come forward and challenge this and say that they are considering doing something around it, right? That is really the next step I would see from someone in Ministry of Electronics. Ideally, it would be the minister who looks into it or the Department of Cyber Law. They need to take cognizance of this, what is really happening, and some sense need to prevail so that state governments don't start getting into this business at all.
Yeah,
Right?
and I suppose
Otherwise,
if it's banned in one state, not banned in another state, I mean, there's no
It's okay, Nabila.
zero guidelines.
Our concerns are very much high. See, we are talking about policy. We are talking about the national and state differences. But our children are to be protected.
No, I
Within their
understand, but
limits.
when there's no
So
guidelines,
for that,
there's no
the
actual
government of India,
protocol on how
Nabila,
you're going to go
government
about
of
this
India has to
ban.
come forward. Prime Minister has to chip in, because Every country is looking through this. Honorable High Court, Supreme Court
Okay.
have
So you're
observed
saying,
this matter.
okay, you're saying at least the decision has been made by the Chief Minister of Karnataka, whether it's implemented or
It is
not.
a
At
flagship.
least a
It is a
decision has
flag.
been rolled out. Now, hopefully, things will align in order. Okay, we'll wait for that. And I think both of you said it right. It's for the central government now to make it a larger policy and not just specific to states, so that we're all on the same platform and thinking the same way. And there's no slips, right? Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us on that.